Hello, we're going to discuss the solution for the IGCSE exam on ICT, and we're going to talk about paper 3, and we're going to start with discussing the spreadsheets, how to solve the spreadsheets part. Yeah, this one is February-March 2024. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the questions here. So, right, as usual, the first question here is to create the evidence document in your folder. For this question, we're going to create a new Word document, new evidence document, and the name has to be like this. This has to be the name where you put your center number, candidate number, which I'm not going to put actual. It depends on where you do the exam. Right, and also as usual in the header of the document you have to specify your name, center number, candidate number. So in the header and in the name of the file. Let's go and try to do that. So here I have question paper and the source files. Let me maybe create a work area folder for saving all the solutions, and in this folder I'm going to create a Word document, and I'm going to call it as they ask here in the question. So it's going to be M24 evidence underscore, and then you put your other information. So okay, let me just rename it. Here we go, M24 evidence underscore ZZ999, and here we put some default value. Also inside this file, let's put information in the header. So you double click on the top part of it. They don't say where to put your information, left, right, middle, so let's put on the left. So you put your name, center number, candidate number, and then double click on the body. Let's save the file. That was task number 1. Next question, task number 2. This is actually necessary for I think web part, but okay, let's do it now and then actually do the Excel part. So next question, image editing and file management. Here we're going to do some editing for the image, and that you can do in the program Paint 3D, which is right now at all of the Windows 10 version. So it's, I think, the simplest program you can use for that. We are going to use this file M24 image. Okay, so the question here is to flip it horizontally so the balloon is on the left. Also save it in the, call it balloon, and the format of this image, they don't really say what format it's supposed to be, so it can be JPEG or PNG, so something which works for web pages. So okay, PNG works here. Yeah. Okay, also you're gonna put these 3 files in the special folder. So all of this you're gonna do in a special folder. Here they say in the beginning, which is called March 24. And then you take a screenshot and put this information. So let's do step by step. First, edit the image. So the image is going to be based on this image, which is called M24 image, and we are going to use Paint 3D for that. So let's go and search for Paint 3D program, and we're going to open the file for editing. Let me just go to the folder with all the files. Here we go. This is the place. So this is going to be M24 image. Here we go. So here a balloon is on the right, kind of right part of the image, and here the question is to flip it horizontally so the balloon is on the left of the image. So here you have different settings, and we want to go to the canvas tab here, Canvas tab, and here on the right you can change the size of the image. Okay, keep the aspect ratio, rotate it, and also flip it. So here we have flip horizontal. If you click on it, this is what we want. So balloon is on the left. Let's try to save this file. Yeah, and because this file has to be in the March 24 folder, we have to create it first. So let's go to the work area folder, create a new folder there, call it March 24. Yeah, March 24. And now to save this kind of flipped image, let's go and try to save it to this folder. So go File, Save As. We go back in the files, go to work area, March 24. Oops, oh, it's not the correct one. We have to go to this one. Yeah, so within work area, at the moment, March 24 is empty. So we just save it here. The format here, they don't really specify which exactly it has to be. So something which works with web pages. So it can be JPEG or PNG. We can keep it PNG. And also let's rename it as they ask to rename it and call it balloon. Yeah, that was the name of the folder of this file, balloon. All right. Okay, here it's kind of it asks if you want to save this changes in the file, but we don't really want it. We already saved it as a new file, so let's just close the program. Don't save it. Great. So now, okay, locate the following files and store them in March 24 folder. So here are the files. Let's try to find them and put in the folder March 24. There we're just going to take a screenshot, put all the information in the evidence document so that we have all the files. It has to show the name, extensions, file sizes, image dimensions, frame height, frame width for the video. So all these things we're gonna specify for the information. So first let's choose these files: banner, text, and video. So we can go to all the files in the source folder, banner, here we go, text. So to select multiple things, you just press Ctrl, hold it, keep it pressed, and then with the mouse you click on the file. So it's text and video. So you can release Ctrl, but when you want to select, if you want to select one more thing, you have to press Ctrl first and then click it. Then you can release Ctrl. So this way you can select multiple things. Banner, text, video, here we go. Let's copy it. Let's copy, go back, go to work area, March 24, and let's save it, paste it to this folder. So the question here is to show that you copied all the files and also show that you know how to work with the kind of file explorer, like this program which helps you to navigate the folders. So we want to show all the names. So let's go to view and let's choose the details tab. So it kind of shows more information here. So the name, all right, good. We want to show file extension, here we go. In our case, it's type. To make it completely visible, let's just, you can double click in the middle between the information thing, yeah, so it's kind of adjusted to the text. Here, file size, here we go, it's already done. Okay, image dimensions. This is not specified here, so how you can do it if it's not specified here? So you can choose any tab here and right click here, and then here you have things kind of in the fast menu, because I practice that. I have, for example, here dimensions. This is the sizes for the image. Okay, great, we have dimensions. The next thing is frame height and frame width for the video. So also right click on some tab, and here there's not really kind of, it doesn't show it here, so we have to go more. Here you have the like a huge list of all possible file information you can add. So we're looking for frame height and frame width, so let's go F frame. Where is that? Okay, frame height and frame width, you just tick both of the, of these parameters of this information thing. And now it's visible. So for the video we have the frame height and frame rate. It's not really fitting in this window, so you can double click between the columns, so it will again kind of adjust the width to the to the highest, to the kind of widest element in the column. We have all information, we have all the files, and now let's take a screenshot and put it in the evidence document. So let's go Windows Shift S, and also for the screenshot you should show the the folder name. So don't forget this thing on top. So folder name, list of files, and information, all information. Here we go. Now we can paste it into the document, and this is going to be step number 1. So step 1, and then we just paste the thing. Just paste what you cut. And let's save the file with Ctrl S. Ctrl S or file save. Great. This is step number 1, task number 1. Well, task 2, step number 1. The next one is web page. We're going to do it later. First, let's try to do task number 5, spreadsheet. So this one is about actually writing some formulas using Excel. Let's see what is the question here. So let me maybe read it. You can create a spreadsheet to calculate the cost of Serengeti balloon safaris, of collecting guests from the lodge or camp and taking them to the place where the balloon will launch. The company uses a number of fixed launch sites. The site will change each day depending on the wind direction. All currency values must be in Tanzanian shillings with the 2 decimal places and a symbol of TZS. For example, okay, this has to be the format of the currency. So every part of the everywhere where you have currency specified should have this formatting. So 2 decimal places and then TZS for the currency. Let's start. Question number 10, step number 10, open, examine the file M24 distance. All right, so this file we will need for, steps number 12 and 13. Let's check it out. Let's see, distance. Here how it looks. So we have here just a second. Here how it looks. We have here some information. Okay, camp code, camp name, launch site. All right, so there's some balloons which are starting from the launch sites, and I think this is distances from the camp to this part. You don't really have to deeply understand the data here. Okay, just to take a look. So let's keep it open. So most probably, normally for this part, for spreadsheet part, you have one file where you do some formulas, you do the calculations, and one file which you use for source of information, like you, for example, use it like, okay, you put like some letter and then the formula will catch up which is the distance for this letter. Yeah, like, okay, you have different launch sites, yeah, A, B, C, D, and for example, you'll see it's gonna be letter E, so we want this column. So it's like a source of data here, and we don't change it, but for the formulas to work, we have to keep the file open. So we're gonna keep this file open. Also, it has to be in the same folder. So yeah, be careful with that. Right, so this is the file distance. Now let's open this file. Next one is M24 calc, and we should save it as spreadsheet and name it calculate. Okay, center number, candidate number. Let's go open M24 calc. Here we go. Let's also make everything visible, and let's save it. It's the same folder so that all formulas work, and we have to call it calculate. calculate underscore, and then we put center number, ended number. Also very important, don't forget to put type. So it has to be not CSV, it has to be Excel workbook. Otherwise formulas will not really save well. So we save it. Here we go. We save the file, and now we're gonna start editing it. Again, I recommend you to first save it as an Excel worksheet and then do the editing, because if you save it first, sorry, if you do the editing and then and then you save it, again, something may not go well. Okay, something may crash or whatever, or you accidentally close it and then it will not save. So first save it as a spreadsheet with this Excel workbook type, the first one in the list, the extension, and then you can do all the work. So here the first question here is to do the just the design kind of part. So the spreadsheet is supposed to look like this. It should look like this. So something on top. So some cells has to have borders. Some cells should not have them. The alignment also important. So you see here, for example, in column A, everything is aligned to the right. B, everything is center aligned, and in column C, everything is left aligned. So you should do that. All right, make sure cells A1 to C1 are merged with this font size, 18 font size, light with a light blue background. Okay. All right, let's start. So let me just zoom a little bit. So the first cells A1 to AC has to be merged. So let's select it, merge and center. It has to be 18 size, so 18, and it should have a light blue background. So here's the background thing, and here you have kind of colors, and you have little kind of how do you call it, like tip, or which says like what's the name for the color. So okay, this is light blue, great, works well. Let's also maybe make the cells completely visible. I don't know if they already are. Okay, great. So here's the thing about the first row. Also, yeah, don't forget to put the border. There's obviously the border here for the first cell, so we're gonna add the border for the first cell, all borders. So we have it kind of highlighted. Next one, we're gonna make 3 rows 3 and 4 with border. Yeah. So let's select this part and add the border. We're gonna add the border for 6, 7, 8 for these two, and then here be careful, this cell should not have border, like top and right. Oh yeah, and there gotta be the border on the below and on the right. So it's not all borders, but it's like border outside. So we're gonna add it like this. Right, so this one we select, make all borders here, right? That's what they want. And here we also add borders, and we're gonna add border for the last row, number 10. Also we select this thing and we add the border. So oops, I think it deleted the border because I clicked it twice, I guess. Like, let me just let me remove it and then add all again. Here we go. No, I think it's fine. Yeah, looks like there are border. Just sometimes when you zoom it or zoom out, it may not show the borders perfectly, but there are borders there, I guess. Let me see. All right. Yeah, the deal was that I accidentally clicked thick outside border instead of just outside border. So I'm gonna click outside border. So okay, it's good now. It's not like thick; it's just normal border. So all borders look fine here. Great. So we added the borders, and next part, also don't forget, is the alignment for the text. So the first column has to be right aligned. Let's select the first column and choose here right align. Great. Middle thing has to be let me just make a little bit bigger. So middle one has to be center aligned, and the right one has to be, oh sorry, left aligned. Cool. Yeah, I think this is it. This is it for the step number 10. I have left line, center, and right line. This is how it looks. Question number 11: enter your name, center, number, candidate number in the right aligned, kind of right aligned in the header. So you're gonna go to insert header. So insert header. Click on the right kind of section here and put your usual information: name, surname, center number, and candidate number. Here we go. So once you have it, you can go back to normal view. View normal. Great. Question number 12. Place a formula in a cell B6 to look up the name of the lodge or camp using the camp code and the external file M24 distance for the array. Let's take a look. So here we're gonna put in the cell B6 the formula which will specify the name of the camp based on the code written here. So the code of the camp in our case is 17, and let's put the formula. So we have here the data which we're going to use for the formula, and here what do we know? We know for the camps that they have the code, kind of numbers for the camp, and they have names, kind of actual names. So we know the 17, we want the name. So this is exactly the formula VLOOKUP. The very typical use case for the formula VLOOKUP. So let's go and put here the VLOOKUP. So equals, then we put VLOOKUP because data is vertically arranged. So the value we want to translate into the name, kind of the original value is 17. So let's just click it kind of by the cell. So you can click it with the mouse in the middle before. Then comma, then we specify the data range. So in the data range, we should have source and we should have result. Normally source is the first column, result can be the second, third, or some other column. So here we're just gonna select this range, data range. So we have here the source and the result. And here we have a little formula kind of on top here shown. So we can actually continue editing right here, and we'll kind of nicely add it into the cell, so it's convenient to do. Next thing, so we put comma. Next thing we want, or you can go back to the original file. Next thing we want to specify, so from this data range, which column do we want to have as a result? And in our case, we want the second column, so we put number 2. Great. And then the last step, we can put 1 or 0 or true or false if we want exact match or approximate match. So sometimes maybe if number is like close to the source, we're gonna get the result. In our case, and normally it's gonna be exact value, so we're gonna put, well, false in this case, or 0. And then you close the bracket. Let's press enter. And let's make this, wide enough. Here we go. So for 17, we have Mara and Guy Camp, which is how formula looks. Great. Again, when we were kind of making the formula, it did a little bit weird thing with the file name. But once this formula is finished, we have very simple pattern. So here the name of the file. Again, it's important that the file is in the same folder. So we just have to put the name of the file. So it's not like a really big name for the file name. Then exclamation mark, and then the range. If you do it all with the mouse, it will do automatically for you the formatting. Here we go. So if you want to go back from this look in the formula, you just click escape. This was question number 12. Next one. Place a formula in cell B7 to look up the distance in miles from the lodge or camp using the launch site and the external file distance. So this formula is a little bit more tricky. I mean, similar, but a little bit more tricky. So here, what do we want? We know the camp code. And if you can see, for each camp code, we have, I don't know how many, okay, like 7 different launch sites. So A, B, C, D, and so on, yeah? So we want very specific one. So we want, in our case, E, launch site E. So what do you want? We want to kind of give it as a source one of the letters from A to G, and to get the value, and also where the tricky part comes. So we don't want like the first row, we want exactly the one which is specified here. So how this formula will look like? So we're gonna use also lookup, but now because data is arranged not from left to right, but from top to down, so it's gonna be H lookup, horizontal lookup. In this case, horizontal lookup because we're kind of looking for value, for source value horizontally, yeah, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, well, till G. Let's go. So it's going to be equals H lookup. The source for the H lookup is going to be our cell where we have the launch site. The data range is going to be this, so the names, letter names, and all the distances. Okay, great. And now, so from this, we don't want any row. We want the row where we have our camp. And here, there's a kind of trick you can use, is that really we know the number of camp if they were starting from 1. But in this range, we're going to start from number 2. So in reality, if we want the step number 17, in our range, kind of selected range, it's not going to be kind of 17 row. It's going to be 17 plus 2, kind of, because the first 2 rows are, well, the first one is letters, and the second one is just empty, kind of just empty. So the data starts from the, well, kind of from the 3rd row in the selected data range. So what we can use here, we can say that we want this kind of, the row number is going to be camp number plus 2. So camp code is here, so we're going to select here 17 as a camp code, and plus 2, because the first 2 we don't really want. Great. And the last one, we want exact matching, so let's put 0 there. And the answer here is going to be 27.8. Let's check it. So this is this. Yeah, here we go. 27.8. This is exactly what we want here. Great. Let's continue. So there was step number 13. Step number 14. Here we go. So place a formula in cell BA to calculate the time in minutes taken for the journey from the launch or camp to the launch site. And we know that the speed of the vehicle which takes us to the place is 20 miles per hour. And here you already have the formula. Important thing also, as you could see in the previous step, formula is not super easy. It's like there are many steps there. So, and you're gonna have 7 points for the previous one. For the one before, also 5 points. So you kind of expect to use lookup formulas for there. It's just intuition, not always like you have lookup formula, you're gonna have like a lot of points, but the first ones normally you're gonna have this many. But here you just have 2. So in reality you just need to put this formula which they specify here, time equals distance times 60, because we want the answer in minutes, divided by the speed. Yeah. So let's just put this formula. Cell for the result is B8. Let's go to our, our working spreadsheet. So B8, this is a cell. Put equal sign, and the formula there is supposed to be distance times 60 over speed. So distance is the one which we got from the formula, so it's going to be B7. We want the answer in minutes, so we see times 60. I'm just gonna copy the formula, and we divide it by speed, which is here is 20 miles per hour. So divide by 20. Here you can think, okay, it's 60 divided by 20, maybe we can just multiply by 3. Here it's better to show the complete formula like this, just for the, to be able to show that you understand the formula here. So just keep it as it is, don't simplify. And just press enter. Here we go. This is going to be the time for the for getting there. Amazing. This is step number 14. Next one. Place a formula in cell B10 to calculate the cost of the whole journey. Yeah. And for the cost, you also have the formula. Okay, driving time round to the nearest hour times 2,200 shillings. Plus distance in miles times 800. So formula is like, okay, this is a formula. So one thing times 2,200 plus the distance times 800. So this one, I think it may be a little bit tricky. Sometimes they say rounded to the nearest hour. Sometimes they say rounded up to the nearest hour. I didn't really see rounded down in this case because it's like money related thing. But okay, so here just like one little thing may change the formula. So in this case they say rounded, so we're going to use the function round. And if they say rounded up, we're going to use function round up. So just be careful here and try not to miss this little detail, and you may kind of understand completely the question, but just okay, if you miss one little word here, you may not get point for that. So in this case, we're gonna go to this B10 cell equals, and first we need a rounded time to the nearest hour. So we're gonna use function round. You can use function round down or round up. In our case, just round. So we're gonna round number of minutes to the nearest hour. So we're gonna divide the minutes by 60, and we need hours. So we don't want any decimal places, so 0 decimal place. This we're gonna multiply by 2,200 for each hour, 2,200 plus distance times 800. So it's going to be distance. Here we go. Times 800. Here we go. This is the formula for getting the getting the distance, the whole cost for a journey, for this journey. All right, and the last step here, step number 16, apply appropriate formatting for cell B10, and then okay, do the printing thing. So what does mean appropriate formatting for cell B10 is here just to specify the currency and the format. That was information specified in the very beginning here of the task. So we want to have only 2 decimal places and very specific currency, TZS. Let's try to do this formatting. So let's select this cell. Yeah, for the formatting of the cell, for the currency formatting, let's go to number here and click on this little arrow in the top down corner here. So for formatting here, let's choose currency. We want 2 decimal places. It's already here, 2 decimal places, and currency has to be TZS. Actually, so sometimes they can make like imaginary currencies, so you can actually fix that as well. But in this case, we actually can find it here. So it's called TZS. So we can actually start, click on this kind of complete menu and just type T and kind of find it here in the list. So TZS, this one, let me find it. Here we go, TZS. It's actually, I think it's going to be fine, just to be very, very clear here, as the currency here is on the right from the actual money. So from the number value, so we can specify the formatting so that the currency is on the right from the number. So how to do it? We have to go to the here in the menu in the list. We have to go to custom, and here you see like the first element in the square brackets is going to be the currency. So let's cut it, put it on the right, add space. So this way you kind of move it from the beginning to the end. And here let's also remove the space from the beginning. Here you go. So in this case, if you want to put the currency, you can change here the name of it. But yeah, I think it's just gonna be the actual existing currency, so you can find it in the list. Here we go. Okay, and this is the currency. For this one, it's fine. If you want to copy this formatting somewhere in the other cells, in this case we'll have only one cell with currencies. If you have many, you can use Format Painter. So you click on it, and then you click on some other cell so that formatting is copied to the cell. But we don't need it, so I'm going to press Ctrl Z to remove it. But we need the the formatting for the cost. Great. This is the formatting. Now let's do the kind of the printing part, just to be careful here, to be very clear. The first one, usually what they ask, normally one paper showing the formula, one paper showing the values. So the one showing the formula will look like this. So print spreadsheet showing the formula. It has to be landscape orientation. It has to be row and columns. Headings has to be displayed, and all the contents has to be fully visible here. How to do that? First of all, how to make formulas visible? Let's go to Formulas tab. Let's go to here, and here you have the button which is called Show Formulas. If you click on that, it will only show the formulas here. So this is great, but before printing, let's make it all visible. How to make it all visible? Similar approach as usual. Let's click on the left top corner, kind of click in the middle, and it will adjust perfectly to the to the sizes of the of the content, so everything is visible. Yeah, great, looks fine. How to print it? So here let's go file, print. I'm just gonna save it as PDF. Oh yeah, and here also be careful. I mean, not be careful, just don't worry, because when you do it with the formula for formatting, it may mess up alignment. For example, here you see like 17 now in the left, I think because it's formula left aligned, but it has to be like middle aligned. But don't worry, it's kind of formula look, so you don't have to worry about that. You just need to worry how it will look in the value printing. So in the formula printing, you just have to show very clearly all formulas. So that's the most important thing. Right, so this is the information. Next, we want landscape orientation. Also, we want row and column headings displayed. How to do it? Let's go to page setup setting. Here we have a lot of settings, so we want to go to the sheet part. And here we have a little, little point here, row and column heading, so we tick it. Okay, and now it will show thing on the left and on top. And this is going to be the correct page for this step. So let me just save it as a file. Let me save it. All right, paper 3, work area. I'm just gonna call it step 16 formula. Great. Next thing, we're gonna save it, or in your case print it on actual exam, print with values. So the values, what do they say? It has to be one single page, and also everything has to be visible. Is it landscape? Is it portrait? Sometimes they say like show row and column. In this case they don't really say it, so it's up to you. So one page and everything has to be fully visible. Let's go kind of go back to values. Let's again kind of make everything visible, adjust it to the width of the of the content, and let's go file, print, landscape orientation, doesn't matter, everything visible. Great. Let's save it also, step 16, and let me call it value. It just opens and shows that it's saved. Here we go. That was the task number 5. Spreadsheets. How to do spreadsheets. Thank you. Okay.